Cracking seals and taking dabs. Welcome back to Crack That Seal. Welcome back to your favorite hash review show. Yes, we have another jar from one of our companies we work with and have been featuring recently, but today is a special jar. Not just another jar from Rising Trichomes. Not just one that was hyped up to me, but if you know Rising Trichomes, you know they work with some of the bigger names in the scene, the grow scene, genetic scene, all that kind of stuff. A lot of big name collabs with these guys. Today we bring you the Peelerz, one of their first single source from the Rising Trichome grow. We have the Peelerz, which they've renamed the Malverde. Malverde, I didn't know who this was, but after explaining it to me, super awesome. Basically the patron saint of the narcos, if I'm saying that right. I hope I said that right. But Peelerz, the strain itself, is Banana OG crossed with Lemon Burst. That's going to be a Starburst strain. Of course, Banana OG is a classic in the game. Gassy Banana is what we're expecting, but the Lemon Burst, I don't really know what to expect or how it's going to pair with the banana. But without further ado, we have a single source jar from Rising Trichomes, the Malverde, also known as the Peelerz. Oh wow. What a complex ass jar. Lots going on here. So, Banana OG crossed with Lemon Burst. There is a sweet candy on the front that turns to a almost floral perfume on the front. So, candy, perfume, and also floral perfume mixing on the front. But it quickly goes into a very gassy type scent. You know, in a petrol range, in a, like, there's GMO aspects to it. But it's weird because it's playing off. You smell this sweet smell, this candy smell, and then it's almost like a candy GMO or a candy gas, but a really candy. Like, the front is real candy and then the back is real gassy. Not quite spicy, but like I said, petrol, where it's damn near stinging the nostrils from the terps. Really interesting smell, nice smell. Definitely citrus, but gas, but candy. You know the damn rule, fat for you guys, fat for the people. Here we're going, we're just dropping below 530. We're about at 520. Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean, all types of terps. You definitely get the banana, you definitely get gas, you definitely get the like jet fuel petrol gas. It's GMO-ish just because of how gassy the bitch is, but not as much like floral per se, but lots of, you know, fruity candy on the front. Damn near, to me, I'm tasting bananas, but I'm also tasting like strawberries, like sweet candy. And then I'm tasting petrol gas, GMO gas. The back of my throat is real rich, you know, borderline dessert, but dessert petrol GMO gas. The front is all kind of candy, fruity Starburst. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, you know, one strain I've always been kind of like fighting to get my hands on. Not to say I've never tried it, but I just don't know if I've tried like the best batches of it, and I don't know if I've tried it enough as where I can professionally tell you about a lot of strains in confidence because I've smoked them so much. Starburst is not one. I have smoked it, but I don't think I have a grasp on what it is. And I did, you know, we are friends with the Rising Trichomes guys, and we got to talk with them, and their take on this jar before me trying it is, you know, this is the embodiment of like a Starburst type terp. So I had to review it for the show because I've kind of been hunting Starburst strains like behind the scenes or whatnot. Now, Peelerz is Banana OG and Lemon Burst. They told me Lemon Burst has Starburst in it. I don't know what the lemon part is. Banana OG Classic. That's where all that gas is coming from. But what I'll say about this, even though you hear us, you know, give GMO shit a lot, I love that the Banana OG tapped into that much gas. Not that Banana OG doesn't tap into gas, because it does. It is a very gassy OG while still supplementing you that, you know, the banana type terps, depending on which one you've had. It could be earthy banana, sweet banana, there's a lot of different, but Banana OG is a staple, and it's very gassy, and it's typically a very potent indica. What I like about this is it's not Banana OG gas. The combo really kicked up. Whatever cut of Banana OG made this cross is just phenomenal. It's a gassy bitch. You know, I feel like the lemon is there, but for me, just for my palate, the lemon is like the forgotten man, because there is a lot going on. We talked about, there's some loud ass terps we talked about. Because of that, I do feel like the lemon, aka the citrus, gets lost because of that. Not to say that it's not there, because I did mention citrus. I just don't think it's in the forefront of my brain because I'm tasting so full on fruity Starburst terps, you know. I don't know if Starburst is supposed to taste like Starburst, and I wouldn't say that it tasted like Starburst, but I would say it tasted like crazy fruity candy. Like I said, though banana, I feel like I was tasting strawberry and like sweet fruit. As far as Rising Trichomes, we kind of mentioned it in the beginning. This and the what was it? Fuck, the I-90. We did review the I-90 for you. the I-90 and the Peelerz are both single source jars, which, at least in my time knowing Rising Trichomes and in smoking Rising Trichomes, I haven't seen any single source from them. I don't want to sit here and tell you it's never existed because, you know, I haven't been with them since the beginning of time, but it's been at least a year or two since you've seen Rising Trichomes single source, and we are now seeing it, and both jars were like out of this world jars. This being the second one, me confirming it's an out of this world jar. I would say the first jar, we gave them a lot of props on the gas and the kush, and them as a company always really bringing it. This one isn't as up my alley personally, but I still respect the hell out of it, and she's still loud as fucking hell. Both loud on your palate and loud on the nose. The nose is crazy. Sometimes you don't get any, like, just depending on what you smell, sometimes you don't smell any fruit or any sweetness. It's like all gas. And then if you keep smelling or you give it different wafts, it definitely like, it's like, oh no, there's like, it's like crazy candy fruit. See, that's all candy fruit, and it was all gas before. This is a very interesting jar. Even though it's not up my alley, I know you guys are going to be like, oh, he's being biased, but I award loud terps. I award unique terps, and this is unique. So we won't let it hit a 9, but I'm going to say the Malverde from Rising Trichomes, 8.9. And we didn't even, once again, great point by Rising Trichomes label maker. Because I'm over here blabbing so much, I forget to talk about the jar wrap on some of these videos. And I know it's not about the jar wrap, but we always say, goddamn, I love a cool jar wrap. Because it makes the hash even better. If the hash is already good, a good jar wrap is just like the cherry on top, you know? So we talked about it in the beginning of the episode. Patron saint of narcos, Malverde, that's him. This jar goes hard as hell in design, and the terps match pretty much the hardness. So, no diddy. We're going to get the hell out of here with the 8.9 and shout out Rising Trichomes. You know, we've been talking about crazy drops, and, you know, we mentioned Kaya's resin drop. We mentioned Spin's recent drop. Swole had probably my personal favorite drop of the year in their last one. This last Rising Trichomes drop is one to note also. You had 4 of their classic all-time bangers: Sour Diesel, Paris OG, Amarillo. Which one am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one. But then you had all these new bangers that were just loud as hell. The Peelerz, the Face Off OG one. So yeah, shout out those guys. Great drop. Great episode. Thank you for watching. We try to bring you reviews. We try to bring you terps. We try to bring you inside information. But I always appreciate you staying till the end watching me blab about hash and terps. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, do all that. Tell your friends.